Hey everybody, Crazy Caps here, and today I'm bringing you a collection slash setup layout sort of update. Because, well, let's just say this. In good and bad ways, the times are changing for me right now, and I think some of these setup things kind of speak to that. So let's start with the big one here. Yeah, there's a CRT here. Uh, Story behind this. So, Mom got a new boyfriend recently, and he's been uh, doing a lot. Uh, Getting things done that have needed to be done for a long time that we just really haven't taken care of. And so far, very positive with him. It's definitely been a bit of a whirlwind. And part of that, so, for a long time now, Mom has had a CRT television, this one, in her room. And that was her main TV where she watched television in there. Literally until like a week or two ago. And he one day just decided to take this, so it's all the way over there, move it over here, empty it out, and bring this TV out here. And then I decided to put all the retro systems here. And yeah, now I have a little retro setup. It's still very, very crude. Trust me, the plan isn't to keep it like this, but it's a little retro setup. And this is a pretty decent TV, I think, for a retro setup. I mean, a CRT is kind of obviously ideal, but this one's nice because it has all the inputs you want. It has S-video inputs and it has component inputs. S-video is currently used by the 64. Everything else is currently through AV. I'd like to eventually get an upgraded cable for the Super Nintendo, probably S-video, because those Retrovision ones are very expensive, and only get the Retrovision for the Sega Genesis, because you can't do S-video with the Genesis. And if I ever got a PS2, I'd hook that up through the component cables. Might need switchers, it's a whole thing, but basically I have a whole CRT retro setup now. One other thing, tried to hook up the NES to it, and unfortunately discovered that my NES is on the fritz, so I'm going to have to get another NES, which it's fine. The NES was unhooked for years, so it's not the biggest loss. It's just one of the advantages of a TV like this is you can play light gun games. And I literally only owned one light gun game, and that was Duck Hunt on the original Nintendo, and I can't play it. Played it literally one night, and then the next day, it just couldn't get the game to work at all. And no other games worked either, no matter how much I cleaned them. So, very much, I think, a system issue. But yeah, got a retro setup now. That's a thing that happened. In addition to that, got a decent amount of additional games lately. Because he took me on a bit of a retro buying journey. Got a couple of non-video game things, namely this neat little Super Mario Brothers image, which you can see it's like all... I'm glad it actually shows up on the camera, but I'm having trouble getting Mario 1 to show. There it goes. So it's Mario 1, 2, and 3. Really cool picture frame that we just found at like a thrift store. And got a number of games as well. Got Pitfall: The Mayan Adventure. I guess I should go through this. This would have been normally a pickups video, but there were so many that I don't think it's worth it. So in there's Mickey Speedway USA for the N64. Got that because of a designing 4 video on the game that I found very interesting and I was curious to check it out. As I said, got Pitfall: The Mayan Adventure. Complete in box, came with that poster over there, which I would like to hang up, but obviously it's a bit aged. But yeah, I got Pitfall: The Mayan Adventure, complete in box for Sega Genesis. John Linneman thinks very highly of that one. It's a YouTuber I very much respect, Digital Foundry, so wanted to check that one out. Then Super Nintendo, got a couple of games for the Super Nintendo. Got Joe and Mac. And got The Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse, which is, both of these are supposed to be pretty good platformers for the Super Nintendo. Now, this in particular didn't work initially. It was the only one of the games I got in that trip that didn't work, but cleaned it, and it works now. So, good to go on the Super Nintendo games. And then if you come all the way over here... Oh, another thing, I moved some games around. Didn't even mention that. Put all the retro stuff that goes to those systems over on that side, and moved all the Xbox stuff, Xbox 360 stuff over here. Also works well because this is basically all video games now, too. Whereas that's Blu-rays and retro. There's more of a distinction between the two sides, which I think is useful. Other stuff. Got this game without realizing it's a Connect title. You can see why. $2. It was just displayed the spine. Doesn't say anything about Connect on the spine. And this was like one of the last games after hours of literally just going around buying different games. So that's why we missed this stupid requires Connect. And yes, I know this game is probably absolute garbage. But $2, and I'm a sucker for this shit. So, yeah, I do want to Connect at some point. I don't know when I'll get one, though. And Xbox, because clearly I don't have enough Xbox games. I got 3 more. Got Malice, which was Argonauts, the developers of the original Star Fox. This was their last game. Very troubled development. Kind of a sad story. Very mixed opinions on this one. I'm curious to check it out myself, and got it for, what was it? If we go on Focus, that'd be great. $5. So, really not much to spend. I got Frogger Beyond. Not sure I did videos on this. It seems like an interesting game, despite some problems he had with it. Got that for $7. And Splashdown for $2. This was another just kind of went ahead and grabbed it. Stickers on these are unfortunately kind of annoying, but it is what it is with those. One other game I got that I meant to do a video on, but didn't actually end up doing until now is Mario Party 8 for the Wii. It's one of the last Hudson Soft Mario Parties that I had to get. The only one I'm missing now is Mario Party DS. And this one obviously took priority over that because as much as I love Mario Party DS, you can't really play that with people unless they also have a DS. And I only have my 3DS, and so there just isn't a ton of practical sense in owning a copy of that game when I'm really not going to be able to play it with people. But Mario Party 8, I absolutely can play with people. And finally, got it on Mercari, thanks to some of their little generous discounts they like to give you sometimes. But yeah, get Mario Party 8. See, that's a decent collection update there. I weirdly feel like I might be forgetting some stuff, but if I recognize anything, I'll edit it in here in post. And the last thing is our... Actually, no, there's one other thing after this. I should need to get this blanket off the floor. Sorry. Is this. The main TV setup has been adjusted slightly with the arrival and removal of some systems. So, for starters, it's hard to see back there, but that is a second HDMI switcher. If you're wondering why it isn't more forward, it's because the power cord for that is pathetically short. So I can't have it any more forward, but it's there, it works, and I have the Switch 2 and the PlayStation 3 hooked up to it because, spoiler alert, I have too much shit, and so it doesn't fit on all this TV's imports. 4 inputs, one of those is a 5-input switcher, still not fucking enough. But yeah, so in here, this left slot is where the Switch 2 is for now. It's weird. Whoa. Camera is not getting along with that at all. I don't know why. Is it the low light? the Xbox doesn't look so bad though. It's like the Switch 2 is getting its weird Gaussian blur. I promise. It's not. I have no idea what that's happening, but yeah. So there's a TV box behind it. It's very small. The Switch 2 is in here. It's the main thing. I haven't had my Switches in the entertainment center because there was never enough room. Finally, there is enough room. I'm very happy about that. And then I said Switches for a reason, because now the Switch is in here too. A bit of a crowded space alongside the Xbox 360, and it's really debatable right now how much point there is in having this also docked into the same TV, because I know there's games that don't work. I don't own any of them right now. And besides that, I mean, the only reason I'd really use it docked is if I hack the system, which I have not done yet. I intend to do it at some point, but I have not done it yet. And so for the time being, it's kind of pointless to have this here, to be honest. It'd probably make more sense to move it to a different TV, or just, maybe even not have it hooked up at all. But I have my plans, and hopefully I'll eventually execute on them. Now, one other thing I should note is another thing with Chris's, that's his name, by the way. It's Chris, Mom's boyfriend. They got this all done. He's supposed to be getting an Xbox One, and that will go somewhere in here. I'm not sure where. We'll have to figure it out, I guess. Ideally, that'll be the third input on that second switcher I have. But, I don't know. Another thing is Switch 2. So, impressions. I really like this thing so far. I've been using it for the last few days. It's currently day 5 of owning it. It does that cute little sound when you wake up. I need to actually turn the TV on because there is something I want to show real quick before I get to the last thing. I'm sorry if this is a very rambly, sporadic video, but I really, really want to show this stuff. And look, as much as I'd love to do the capture card on this, I only have that inputted into the first one. Yeah, you'll see camera connected. If you're wondering where it is, it's all the way over there. I would love to have it on top of the TV, but once again, cord length is a problem. Yeah, that is an old Logitech USB-A camera that I just had lying around, and I am happy to report that it does in fact work on the Switch 2. So you can go to system settings, and you can see that's controllers and accessories, and it's just USB-C USB camera, and there you go. You see me recording. It works. So yeah, that's nice. I played a good bit of Mario Kart World and Fast Fusion. I've actually done all the Grand Prix in Mario Kart World. Loving it so far. Not super jazzed about the free roam thus far. Haven't gotten into it. Haven't done much. It feels very aimless to me. But the actual racing, everything about that I find absolutely incredible. I don't know why the focus got all shit on there. Yeah, I find the racing incredible. Absolutely incredible. And all the complaints I've seen online have been basically just non-issues for me. I haven't felt that there's too many straight lines or anything. I feel like the races are pretty much always very interesting in this game. And in addition to that, Fast Fusion, played that. It's a great game, honestly. When I first played it, I had some kind of mixed feelings on the visual quality. Docked, those issues completely vanish. And I'm sure the developer is going to, do some updates on that. But, first impressions is very similar to RMX. But the jumping mechanic they added here actually makes a huge, huge difference. There's a lot of, additional gameplay depth in this one that wasn't there. And there's a lot less content at the start than there was in RMX. It's only like 12 tracks currently. But the developers already said they're going to add more, and it's only $15. So really, I think if you have a Switch 2 and you have even a slight passing interest in a futuristic super fast racing game, I think it's an absolute must buy for your new system. I mean, it's one of the only exclusive games for the console right now, so I would think it'd be a no-brainer, but I've seen it's not super high up on the Switch 2 eShop, which is slightly disappointing to me, because it is a really great game so far. But, yeah, I probably should have more impressions than I do for this, but I have not tried all the upgraded stuff I wanted to. Like, I haven't tried the 3D World or Odyssey upgrades or really much of anything. I do have the Pikmin 3 Deluxe demo here because apparently this doesn't work currently on the Switch 2. It's interesting. If you go to the Switch 2 eShop, you can go to Pikmin 3 Deluxe. It won't let you download the demo. But if you go to the Nintendo website, it will let you download a demo from there to your Switch 2. And if you try to boot, it'll just give you a couldn't start the software error, which is kind of disappointing, honestly, because I'd really like to see something absolutely being broken as shit on this system. Because I've heard, I mean, even base Pikmin, like the full game, even though it got an update, it's still like another fucking mess. But I don't have Pikmin 3 Deluxe because I have the Wii U version. I never thought this was worth the upgrade for me, so. Mileage may vary on this one, but I've seen that one video on it that I feel it was rough. I assume Nintendo's going to fix it, though, because it'd be pretty bad to have one of their first-party games being such a trash heap on here. One other thing, in handheld mode, I have found that playing Switch 1 games, it does look a little blurrier than it does on an actual Switch 1, which is a bit disappointing. I kind of understand why, because, higher res screen, it has to upscale it. But kind of disappointing that they don't have something forcing docked mode in handheld, or at least an option for it, so that you get that higher resolution, because I don't see why that would be impossible, but then again, I'm also not an engineer on this stuff, so maybe that's harder than I would think it would be. But I could probably go on a little longer, but this video is already getting very long, and I still have one more thing I wanted to go over before I ended things here, so let me put this into sleep mode and go over the last thing, which is that in his cleaning out of that little thing over there that TV is sitting on, he found something I genuinely cannot believe I still have, which is a selection of my old PSP games. Now, the story on this, I had a PSP as a kid. My dad got it for me, pretty randomly, with a bunch of games, and I did not like the system at all, because none of the games he got me appealed to me. And I have a feeling these are a couple of them, which is funny, because I don't even remember having these games at all, which should tell you something. But yeah, Spelling Challenge, which, honestly, to me, I'm just like, why is that a game? How is that supposed to be fun? This feels like a game that should be for an edutainment system, or something. But it's for the PSP. And then a Beowulf the game. A movie-based video game off of a movie I've never watched. So, that tells you something, doesn't it? And then, in here, I have a couple of the loose UMDs that were found. This used to just be my loose Game Boy games, but, Shrek has some friends. Now, the one game I actually do remember having is Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. And I remember, because I played this game, saw the smoking as a kid, and I had that, iconic Metal Gear death. So it was very bad at the game, with the, yelling, "Snake, Snake!" And kid me, let's just say he was not a fan of any of that, and wanted absolutely nothing to do with Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. I'd like to actually try this again now that I'm, an adult. Not this version, though, because, there's the PS3 Legacy Collection. That is better in every way that I want to play, but it is neat to still have this. And besides that, I apparently had Gran Turismo and Killzone Liberation. If you know anything about my gaming taste, you might understand why I did not get along with the PSP very much. The only thing I ever actually used it for was modding it to play Nintendo games on it. Yes, even as a 10-year-old, I was doing that, which is funny. But and I think there even is probably a video or two on the channel that's super old of me as a kid actually doing stuff on that PSP. But gosh, that was a lengthy, rambly video. I have a lot more energy than I thought I would too, because it's like 9 o'clock and I've been up since 5 in the morning. So you'd think I'd be more tired, but I don't know. Maybe I have like a bit of a second wind or something. I don't know. But yeah, thank you all for watching this bit of a what would be the word for this? A collection updates. Yeah, I don't know. My wording is apparently really terrible now, so that's a good sign that I should stop. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you whenever I do something else on this channel, I guess.